Good afternoon, sir. This is my midterm exam. The first question is, what is the case all about? The case involves the conviction of Maria Reza, the executive editor of the online news website, Rappler, and journalist Reynaldo Santos Jr. for cyber libel under Section 4 of the 2012 Cybercrime Prevention Act, or CPA, in the Philippines. The charges stem from a 2012 Rappler story that alleged businessman Wilfredo Keng's involvement in human trafficking and drug smuggling, and his connections to then Supreme Court Chief Justice Renato Corona. The court found that a typographical correction in 2014 constituted a republication of the article, making it subject to the cyber libel law. Question number 2. What are the facts of the case? On May 29, 2012, Rappler published an article that implicated Wilfredo King in various legal activities, including human trafficking and drug smuggling, and his connection to a controversial Supreme Court justice. The Cybercrime Prevention Act was signed into law on September 12, 2012, and it criminalized cyber libel. A temporary restraining order on the law was issued on October 8, 2012, but it was later lifted by a Supreme Court ruling in February 2014. In 2014, a typographical error in the Rappler article was corrected. Kang filed a complaint in 2017 requesting the article's removal and the publication of his side. Despite initial dismissal by the National Bureau of Investigation and BI, the Department of Justice DOJ recommended cyber libel charges in 2019, leading to the arrest of Maria Ressa. The trial began in July 2019. What are the issues in the case? The central issue in the case was whether Maria Ressa and Reynaldo Santos Jr. should be charged with cyber libel under Section 4 of the 2012 Cybercrime Prevention Act. The court had to determine if the elements of the libel were present, including the defamatory nature of the article, publication, identity of the person defamed, and the existence of malice. It also had to decide if the act was committed through a computer system. Additionally, the issue of whether the offense was time-barred, prescription, and whether freedom of speech and the press were limited in the case were important considerations. What is the ruling of the Supreme Court? Question number 4. The Manila Regional Trial Court found Maria Reza and Reynaldo Santos Jr. guilty of cyber libel under the 2012 Cybercrime Prevention Act and sentenced them to imprisonment of up to 6 years of a fine of 200,000 pesos. The court, the court determined that the article was defamatory, had been republished, identified the person defamed, and established the existence of malice. It also held that the offense had not prescribed and that the right to freedom of speech and the press did not shield the defendants from accountability. Rappler Incorporation was found not to have corporate liability under the law. What are your what are your takeaways learnings from this case? This case highlights the complex legal and ethical issues surrounding cyber libel, freedom of the press, and the impact of online publications in the digital age. Key, take, key takeaways include: the case demonstrates the need for a clear legal framework that addresses issues related to online publications in libel. The concept of republication in the digital context can have significant legal consequences and should be carefully considered. It underscores the importance of verifying facts and adhering to journalistic standards, even in online news organizations, to avoid potential legal liability. The case serves as a reminder that freedom of speech and the press, while, while fundamental rights, is not absolute and should be exercised responsibly. It highlights the potential tension between free speech and the responsibility to protect individuals from false and damaging statements in the digital age. That's my midterm exam, sir. Thank you for listening.